Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while since I've got to post, and it's nice to talk to all of you again. But I've had a really fun cedar project going on. We have done something really nice for the grandkids, and over the winter we had a few cedar trees that was pushed down due to heavy snowfall, and we decided to turn that into some nice building material, and our project turned out really good. If you have a sawmill and you have cedar trees, it's a fun material to work with, and out in the elements it's going to last a really long time. Let's get started. It's nice talking to all of you again. Thanks for watching. The log I have laying on the mill is just under 9 feet long, and we're probably about 9 inches here at the base of the log, and the tip up there's 6.5 inches, I believe. So it's going to make us a nice 4x4, and I need one more to finish up. Show you guys some of the slabs that we had off the material. We milled a total of 5 logs, I think it was. And even these slabs, you can use these for various landscaping projects or numerous applications, guys. I don't burn these unless I absolutely have to, because you never know the use you're going to find for them. Again, this stuff weathers really well, and it's easy to fasten, so just a really good building material. And I do have plenty of cedar trees to work with. These trees in this particular grove are about 3 to 5 feet apart. This covering the better part of 2 acres back through here. I really need to thin a few of the smaller trees out. Once these guys get started up and growing, they'll slow the growth just simply due to the saturation of the canopy and sunlight and water, because they grow so close together. But again, you can probably see the top of the tree setting back there. That's where we had 5 trees fall over due to heavy snowfall there. And you guys have seen in previous videos of us actually harvesting some of these trees out of here, thinning it a little bit. But we still have a ways to go. And again, they grow close together and really absorb a lot of the rain and sunlight. Now, they are not short on branches. I mean, these things, you start cleaning one of these trees up to get it to the mill, and it's a job. They produce a lot of limbs and brush off this backside of it before we get to the milling process. But when it's done, it does look really nice. Let me take you up and show you what we've been building. Tell you what, guys, after this build project, I've got to wash the mule too. We're covered in dust. Like I said, though, I've got plenty of cedar on the property in order to pretty much build anything we would choose to build. And that's a good thing. We don't harvest unless we absolutely need to. That's where it really pays to know what you want to build. If you have something in mind, you can get out ahead of it and actually get all that stuff milled up before you start the building process. And it just makes it a lot of fun. Let's see if we can get up here and give you a nice shot of this particular build before we get into the sunlight. Zoom in there for you. And we have built the kids a tree house setting off the side of the tree, actually. Anybody that owns a sawmill never wants to see a screw or a nail drove into a tree, so we left the tree safe. But look at that. Let's go a little closer and I'll give you a better look at it. Did not take long for the grass and everything to start growing, did it, guys? After All the cold weather has stopped. We need some rain here. This project was just a lot of fun. The grandkids has got to play in it a little bit, and they absolutely love it. Let me walk you around here. And we're about 5 feet off the ground there, so that gives them the feel of a tree house. And again, they've already played in it a little bit and enjoyed themselves. And this material just turned out to look amazing. The total project for milling was about 2 hours. See if I can sit down here a little bit. I did make it tall enough to where they can stand up in here. And we're not going to close it in airtight. That way they can have some adventure out here, but still be able to see outside of the house here and enjoy themselves. At the back gable, we put this big oak beam across here. We're about 12 feet off the ground by the time we get to the ground level there. So that makes swinging a lot more fun. They have a little more distance to travel. We also did the floor in cedar. And some of this stuff actually book meshed for me. You can see here as it milled out, and if I'd have paid closer attention when I was putting this together, I probably could have mashed almost all this material. But it still looks nice. Now on the roof, I just cut these square and I lapped about 1 inch. That way the ring can travel down the outside. And just used like a shake, but left it in 1x material for us. Okay. And then instead of a ladder, we chose to build them a ramp. That way they can play up and down this thing. Eventually we're going to build something else out here on the outside and probably put some rock climbing features to it so they can play around on that. Maybe even get them in a teeter-totter. We did incorporate the previous swing set that we had. We took it apart and it matched into the build well. So that gives them something to do all the way around this thing. We shouldn't have too many kids waiting to do something as far as swings or whatever they choose to play on. And having that far off the ground does make it accessible to get underneath there and control the weeds and keep it mowed back for them. This backside turned out amazing too. Guys, this really does look nice setting back. We've got it tucked in out of the front yard for them. And we still have it close enough to the house to where we can watch them. In case something can go wrong, we don't want them to get hurt. We ended up with 2 slides coming off of this thing. And then it rolls right into the zip line. You can probably see it down through there. So now they've got a pretty nice playground they can spend the summer at. Now that school's out, they'll be able to spend some time in this thing. Fasteners for this was probably the most expensive part for us because we already had the trees. So that was probably the only thing we really spent any money on to speak of. About $60, $70 worth of fasteners by the time we got everything put together. Yeah, that turned out cool. I definitely got some pawpaw points for this one. Like I said, we left this far enough off the ground for them. but the swings will travel out a little bit farther. That was always one issue we had with the smaller swing set, is it was probably only traveling about seven feet on the swing, and we was constantly pushing them. So maybe this side they'll be able to swing a little longer before they need some assistance. Now I did keep all of the framing that I could on the outside. That way they have smooth interior walls, and they can put anything they choose to in there past this point. We've already got the basket setting up here with a rope on it. You know, they need a way to pull in the snacks and supplies. And as we back out of the way from the house, like I said, we got it close enough that we can keep an eye on them, but far enough away that they feel like they're on an adventure. It really did set in here in the landscape nice. So like I said, these guys being a little bit short in travel, by the time they hit the apex of the swing, they're only traveling out probably about 6 or 7 feet total. So they need a little more assistance as far as pushing when they're riding the small swings. But there we go, guys. I've been busy. This has been one of the projects. This took probably about, I'm going to say 30 hours to get everything milled, which was a 2-hour process. Then 28 hours worth of sitting out here and building this thing for them. And we still have some things we need to go across. We're going to get out here with the sander and actually take the rough edges and things like that off of there. We don't want any splinters in their fingers or anything like that. But other than that, if you have cedar available to you, and again, you can pick this stuff up at the lumber yards, box stores, etc. Sawmills, most sawmills will have this stuff in stock if you choose to build your kids something like this. And at the end of it, it's going to look amazing setting there. We've all been doing well. We hope you're doing the same. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you on the next one.